I'm Dr. Judy Morgan from Clayton and Churchtown Veterinary Associates. Today we're here to show you how to make a home-cooked stew for your dogs. Today we are going to make a blood tonic stew. This would be a great thing for dogs who are feeling weak, dogs who are anemic, dogs who have been sick, or just something for overall good health of your dog. We're going to use things like beef. Beef is a wonderful chi tonic, good for energy, and has a nice bloody rich substance to act as our blood tonic. Beef is warming to the body. We're going to use carrots, which are also good blood tonics and chi tonics, and help move the blood through the body. We're going to use organic carrots. We're going to peel them and cut them small. We're going to use fresh organic garlic. Garlic is antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and also is good at helping things move through the body and going to give us some renewed energy. We're going to use red kidney beans. These are low salt red kidney beans. If you can find them organic, that would be even better. The kidney beans are a wonderful blood tonic, very filling, very nutritious for the dog. And this is going to be a grain-free meal by using the kidney beans. We're going to use fresh organic parsley. The parsley is also a good blood tonic, very good for moving things through the body, and is going to give your dog good breath as well. If we wanted to add to our stew after it's cooked, for dogs who are really feeling very weak, and we needed to add a little more substance or a little more fat and blood to their blood tonic to their meal, we could add organic hard-boiled eggs and top dress the meal. We could also use sardines in water. The sardines are a wonderful source of omega-3 and are really one of the superfoods. You feed them whole with all the little bones, and that gives you a nice calcium source. In addition, when we feed our stew, we're going to add some minerals. This diet will not be balanced as far as the calcium-phosphorus balance, so we need to add a product similar to RX Vitamins Canine Minerals. There are other products on the market, but I do happen to like this one. And this will help you balance the calcium and phosphorus, which is extremely important. If you're going to home cook for your dog, you must always add a calcium supplement. I like this because it's broad-based. I also like to add a probiotic at each feeding. I like RX Biotics probiotics because it gives us many different kinds of bacteria in there, and I feel that they are a nice live culture. This does need to be refrigerated after opening. If you have a dog with digestive issues and is not making pancreatic enzymes to digest their food, you can add a pancreatic enzyme supplement. Again, this is only one of many that are on the market, but it's a company that I like. And those would be added after the meal is cooked at the time of feeding. Today we're here with Chef Hugh, and he is going to help make our blood tonic stew. We are starting with 4 pounds of beef. This is actually London broil. It's fairly low in fat. We bought a nice big pack because it was on sale, and we're trying to save a little bit of money and not break the bank. We spend the money where we need to on things like organic vegetables. So Hugh is going to dice our meat into bite-sized pieces for our stew. We also bought a lot of meat because we are going to share this stew with our dogs. We will all have dinner together eating the same thing. We may add a little more spice to our meal when we go to eat it, but the dogs will get theirs with no spices other than the garlic and parsley.
Okay, Dr. Judy, we're actually going to brown the meat in about 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to brown it in batches. If we put all of this meat in at one time, too much moisture collects and you end up boiling the meat instead of browning it. So we'll do it in batches. It'll take a little bit of time, but it'll make a more flavorful stew for everybody. It generally takes about 2 to 3 minutes per batch. In this cast iron pan, once it heats up, it'll actually brown fairly quick, so you'll want to turn the heat down probably to about a medium low. Okay, as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of sizzle on our meat, and you don't want to brown it too much. This just seals the meat so that all of the flavor stays with it as we cook it. Since this is a tougher piece of meat, we'll cook it on very low heat most of the afternoon. That will allow the enzymes in the meat to break down and provide a more tender and more flavorful meal for all of us. And as you can see, I always have a little helper ready just in case I happen to drop something.
If we wanted to decrease the amount of muscle meat that we're putting in the stew, we could add up to 30% organ meat. So we could add things like beef or chicken heart or beef or chicken liver, and that could substitute for some of the beef muscle that we're using. Sometimes that can be less expensive if you're on a budget and you need to do your research, try to find the best sourcing for those products to make sure that you're getting healthy organ meats that you're going to add. Our carrots have been peeled. Our garlic has been peeled and is now being crushed. And there's some question about the toxicity of garlic to dogs. Garlic is not toxic unless you feed large amounts of it. And this is going to be fine because this is going to make a lot of stew divided between a lot of people and dogs. This pot of stew, if it were being fed only to the dogs, would definitely, we have 8 dogs, and it would last us at least a week.
Okay, we've got our carrots peeled. We're going to dice them into a fairly small dice. The stew will simmer all afternoon, so the carrots want to be at least large enough so that they don't disappear completely in the stew. We've got our carrots chopped. We're going to add them to our pan just to saute them a little bit. And don't worry about the carrots that fall to the floor. We always have someone that'll come along and clean them up. That's one of the reasons why they all enjoy cooking with me. Now, while our carrots are sauteing just a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and chop up our broccoli. And yes, as you can see, the cleanup crew has arrived and is taking care of what I've dropped. Now with your parsley, don't worry about getting a few stems in it. There's a lot of flavor and nutrients even in the stems. It doesn't need a fine chop, just enough so that it mingles throughout with the rest of our stew. That should be fine. We'll check our carrots. They've got just a little bit of caramelization going, so we'll add our garlic. We're going to saute the garlic for just about 30 or 45 seconds, just enough to where you start to smell the fragrance of the garlic. There we go. With that, then we will add our meat back into the pot and all of the juices that have accumulated with the meat. We'll throw our beans in. And then for our liquid, we're going to add beef stock. We want to cover the ingredients completely If this container of beef stock, which is about 3 cups, doesn't quite do the trick, then we'll add a little bit of water. That's looking very, very good. We're going to add our parsley, everybody into the pool now. We're going to give it a good stir to get everything mixed together nicely. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit. I want to bring everything to a boil. As quickly as it just begins to boil, I'll turn it down to a very low simmer. I'll put my lid on and we'll allow this to work throughout the afternoon.